Welcome to the Naviance Navigation lesson. Today, we are talking about all things senior. In this presentation, we will focus mainly on how to utilize Naviance for career exploration and post-secondary planning. Let's get started. Objectives and mindsets. Today, we will review some of the college and career exploration tools available on Naviance, as well as other platforms. We'll wrap things up by talking about post-high school planning, best fit options, and your next steps. When we discuss best fit, it is all about what is best for you as you look to move forward. So ask yourself some questions. What do you enjoy doing? What motivates you to work harder? And what are you really good at? The main question is, how can you combine these things to make a unique contribution to our world? Naviance has tools that can help you determine what your post-high school plans might include. Let's take a look. Naviance is your platform for all things college and career related. As an underclassman, you may have taken some of the career assessments and identified some particular areas of interest. As a senior, you'll utilize Naviance to continue that research, but also create a college list, request transcripts and recommendation letters, and access scholarship information. You can access Naviance from the Battlefield website under the Counseling tab. Continue with Clever and select Battlefield High School to log in with your Office 365 credentials. Once you're logged in, you should see a homepage similar to the one on the screen below. Let's pause so that we can learn a quick overview of Naviance.
Welcome to Naviance. This is the platform that you will use to do career interest assessments, evaluate what you might be interested in after high school, and update and manage your college application list, which includes requesting letters of recommendation and transcripts. First, let's do an overview. Under the Careers tab is where you will find Road Trip Nation videos and careers that you might be interested in exploring further. In order to look at your past assessments, such as the AchieveWorks Personality Assessment, formerly known as the Do What You Are Personality Assessment, you will click on the About Me tab in the upper right-hand corner. You will then click on the About Me Home page. And this is where you can review your past completed assessment data, and then you can also review your past survey responses. The AchieveWorks Personality Assessment is modeled after the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. It will give you a personalized idea of careers you might be interested in based off of your personality type. The next career profile we want you to take some time to look at is the Career Interest Profile and the Career Cluster Finder, which you can find under Careers and then Explore Careers. From here, you will be able to see different career types and different clusters and pathways that will allow you to take a deeper look at what industries you might be interested in working in as for a career. Welcome to Naviance.
Consider your results as we dive deeper into career exploration. And if you haven't already, be sure to review your results from the 3 assessments. The Career Interest Profiler gives insight into different work environments that you might enjoy. The Personality Assessment, formerly known as the Do What You Are Assessment, matches your personality type with 3 career options, and the Career Cluster Finder helps you identify your top areas of interest. Be sure to consider your personal values, beliefs, and environmental preferences when reviewing these assessments. Now that you have an idea of where you want to go, let's talk about how you are going to get there. Not all careers require a 4-year college degree, so where else might you go after high school? Options for post-secondary education can include college, technical or trade schools, apprenticeship programs, on-the-job training, or the military. Next, we will be looking at the ins and outs of the services that Naviance provides. Naviance is extremely useful for students applying to 4-year or 2-year colleges, But what if that isn't part of your plan? This chart identifies next steps for the various paths that you might take. Make sure to review the next steps document for specific information on each path. The document includes links for different platforms based on your personal best fit. If you plan to start working right after high school, consider the following steps to prepare. If you know yourself and you complete the Achieve Works personality assessment, this will be able to help align your interests with potential careers. Be sure to explore. Reach out to local companies and businesses to inquire about internships or shadowing opportunities. If you know someone in the field, maybe you can ask them if they'd be willing to have an informational interview. Because we want you to be thinking, what do you want out of a career? Are you looking for growth opportunities or maybe really good benefits such as paid education or vacation time? But most of all, we want you to take action. Create a standout resume, practice your interview skills, and be sure to research any company before actually applying. If you're interested in joining the military, there are many different ways to do it. One of those ways is through ROTC. ROTC programs at public and private universities allow you to earn a college degree while serving. This also ensures a nice job when you graduate. You can apply to military colleges or an academy directly, or you can also join the National Guard as part-time experience, or you can work with a local recruiter to enlist right out of high school. For any of these options, if you have a certain branch in mind, we strongly recommend that you connect with a recruiter who can discuss the best fit options for you. Please explore the Counseling Canvas page for recruiter contact information under the military section.
Looking at the best fit options that you have considered for after high school, you will see different resources and links attached on this document, which can be found on the Counseling Canvas page. You are encouraged to utilize Naviance Student for a reflection of your career interests, college planning, and trade schools as you move forward in deciding the best path for you. You will notice that with military, workforce, and apprenticeships, these are areas where we will encourage you to use different supports and resources that are attached to this document, including others that you might find. Flipping over to Naviance, if I go to the home page, what I will be looking for on here is under the Colleges tab in the top bar, I will look for the Colleges I'm Applying to tab. This is where you will manage your college application list. It is important that you keep this list updated, as this is where you will request transcripts and request letters of recommendation. It is also important that you continue to keep the type of application that you are using for that college updated in Naviance. Please remember that when you eventually request your transcript through Naviance, you will then also need to fill out the Battlefield Transcript Request Microsoft form, which is linked on the Counseling Canvas page. Now, if I look down at Virginia Tech, which is in my list of schools here, you will notice that there is a common app here. There's a little symbol here, common app with a line through it. That is indicating that I am using the coalition application or direct to institution. So that means I'm not currently applying through the Common App. However, Virginia Tech does now offer the Common App. So if I would like to change this, or if I would like to edit any part of my submission here, I will click the edit pencil, and I will then be able to edit how I am submitting my application. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to via Common App, and I'm going to save my application. So all changes are immediately made. So you are just going to be mindful of how you are submitting everything, and just make sure that, if you have any questions or if anything changes, please ensure that your school counselor is updated, because they are hoping to complete the appropriate documents that accompany your transcript. What accompanies your transcript will be the secondary school report, your transcript, and school profile. You might also ask your counselor for a letter of recommendation. Please be sure to ask them directly, as there are typically additional documents or interview questions associated with completing a counselor letter of recommendation. If I continue to scroll down on this same page, this same colleges, under colleges and colleges I'm applying to, if I continue to scroll down on here, you will see that there is a section for teacher letters of recommendation. You will have a link here to please visit the letters of recommendation section. After speaking with your teacher, you will go into Naviance to request a letter of recommendation by adding a request. You'll see the teacher and indicate which schools you would like the teacher to send a letter to. Please note that you can send a letter to multiple schools. To further search which colleges might be the best fit for you, we encourage you to look at Supermatch and College Match, as well as scattergrams. In order to get to these search features, please navigate to the Colleges tab on the top of your screen, and then go to College Home, where you can have a good overview of everything for college. We're going to start off with looking at Supermatch. Supermatch will provide you with a search engine where you can indicate exactly what you are looking for in a college. For instance, if you would like to do Air Force ROTC in college, you can indicate that along with your major and what states or regions you might like to attend school, and a list of schools will show up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Supermatch here on the left under Find Your Fit. And for those of you who are considering a 2 or a 4-year college, Supermatch is an excellent tool that identifies schools that align with your interests. You can search schools by location, cost, size, and more to find your best fit. But not all fields are required, so add in any must-haves to weed out the schools that aren't a good fit. The program even allows you to compare schools side by side by selecting Pin to Compare for several schools, as I'm doing here. And so they will show up at the bottom here under colleges I have pinned, colleges I'm thinking about, and colleges I'm applying to. If you aren't sure what to look at, ask yourself some of these questions. Based on my career interests, do they have a major or majors that I am interested in pursuing? What kind of alumni connections do they have? And are there internship opportunities? What am I looking for in a campus environment? Do I prefer the city or maybe a rural environment? Big school versus small school? What do I look for in terms of student and staff diversity? What about heavy school spirit or school activities? These are all important questions to consider as you enter your criteria for the Supermatch through Naviance. Next, let's take a look at scattergram data. Scattergram data will allow you to pull up different colleges and look at the admissions rates of fellow students from our school and whether or not they got in based on their GPA and SAT score. So what I'm going to do is I am going to navigate to the Colleges tab up here once again. And again, for that best overview, I'm going to go ahead and go to College Home. Under Find Your Fit, you will find scattergrams. So I'm going to click on scattergrams, and I am going to type in a school that I am interested in looking at. So I'm going to select George Mason University. I'm going to go ahead and click View Scattergram. So this will populate, and while that's happening, please note that colleges are taking a holistic approach to college applications. So it's also important that you do take into consider your essay and letters of recommendation. This is only taking into account your GPA and SAT scores. I'm going to scroll up here just for a minute so we have all of the information presented to us here. And so as you begin to narrow down your list of schools, please remember to determine the level of risk of your application by looking at scattergrams. This tool shows you the admissions trend at Battlefield for any college based on GPA and SAT scores. And so looking at the scattergram itself, the green check marks are where students have been accepted. The blue dots indicate that a student was likely waitlisted at the school, and the red X means that the student was denied. If you were to plot yourself on this same chart, where would you fall? That's what we are looking for you to consider. The more towards the green, the lower the risk of your application. Now, just because you might be closer to the red section doesn't mean that you will not be accepted. Let's say that you are applying to 6 schools in total. Consider having 2 that are higher risk, meaning you would be possibly in the red down here, 2 that are medium risk, meaning you would likely be in this blue to green section, and 2 that are lower risk, meaning you would likely be with the other green check marks in this area. For college searching, it's very important that you are aware that we do host college visits at Battlefield High School. You can find these college visits on the homepage of your Naviance account under the What's New section. Here, you will see upcoming college visits that are scheduled. You can also find college visits under the Colleges tab at the very top. Under Research Colleges, College Visits. If I click on here, I will be able to see an overview of all of the visits that we have scheduled and where their locations are. So some may be virtual and others may be scattered throughout the building. If you have specific questions, please contact counseling. If you would like to sign up for a visit, you will go ahead and click on the Register Now button, and you are automatically registered. You will also receive an email confirmation. Be sure to add this appointment to your calendar so that you do not forget that these upcoming appointments have been made. However, if you are unable to attend, you can go ahead and cancel your registration, and it will let you know that you have been removed from the list up at the top. So as you learn more about a particular college, be sure to keep in mind what you value most. So when you are going to meet with this representative, what questions do you have regarding your personal well-being at the school? Do you need help with paying for college? Think about the financial aid opportunities. You will want to find out if the college offers need-based or merit-based scholarships. What kind of a learning environment do you thrive in most? Let's think about that as well. So as you are reviewing all of your information and listening to the different college representatives from these different schools, think about, would you prefer a smaller class with more teacher interaction, or are you comfortable in a lecture style classroom? What about testing? Are you a good test taker? Do these schools require the SAT or the ACT? Or do you prefer to demonstrate mastery in other ways? Be sure to bring a prepared, researched list of questions if there is time for your college representative to answer questions after their presentation. Remember that this is an investment in your future, so it does pay to be prepared. We will now briefly review the transcript request process for Prince William County Public Schools. This same document that is on your screen now is updated in the Counseling Canvas page. Please review it in the future once you are ready to request your transcripts from Battlefield High School. This document goes over an overview of the steps to receive your transcript. The first step is the FERPA. So it is required that your parent or guardian sign and complete the electronic Prince William County FERPA form. This is a legal document that allows us to release your academic record, which is your transcript. This document is included in the new school year packet in Parent View. which is also linked on this document. If you or your family have any questions about how to complete the new school year packet, please click on that link, which will bring you to this page on the Prince William County Public Schools website, which lets families know how to access the new school year packet. This should be completed electronically to include colleges and universities, your signature, and your parent or guardian signature with your birthday and name. Please note that the form is updated each year and could look slightly different. Once the counseling office has received your FERPA request, it will be processed and you will be able to go into your Naviance student account, and the restrictions will be released, which will enable you to request your transcript. So once you go over to Naviance, I'm actually going to go to the home page just so I can help you see where we're going. We are going to be going to the colleges tab. And in more recent past, you have been using the colleges I'm thinking about page, but now that the time has come, we are going to move over to the colleges I'm applying to tab. So click on colleges I'm applying to. And this is where you are going to go once you have added your schools. Here on the right, you will have a lot of your schools listed, and you will be able to see all of the information that you have updated there. So if you have not turned in your FERPA or the form has yet to be processed, the request transcripts button right here will not be active, so you will not be able to review it. Additionally, if you are applying to a common application school, you must match your common application to Naviance. You would do so by clicking Match Accounts and then logging into your common application account. So you'll click on Match Accounts and it will open up your common application login portal. You will sign in using your common application email and password, and it will then give you the information you will need to click Connect. Please note that if your name is spelled differently than that which is listed on your Prince William County legal documents, it will be important that your name, birth date, and email address accurately match your common application. So once again, you will click Connect and your account will then be matched. So this red bar on here where it says you are not currently able to apply to Common App schools, that will turn green. When requesting a transcript, you will click Request Initial Transcript, and the drop-down menu will come up, and we'll be able to identify which school you would like the transcript request to be placed for. There's an electronic payment system that must be completed to fulfill this requirement and process your transcript request. So if we go back to our first document here, scroll down after we have our colleges listed in Naviance. The next step, once you have completed the transcript request form in Naviance, where this is all done, you click Done. You will also need to complete the Battlefield High School transcript request form. The link to it will be right here. And this is what it looks like. It's purple. So it also outlines the steps that you need to complete your transcript request, submit the request in Naviance, complete this form, and after this, you will submit payment. So please be aware that transcripts for scholarships or NCAA are free. You can update and pay attention to the status of your transcripts so you can tell if your materials have been submitted on your Naviance website. So if I go on here, you will be able to see if the transcripts were requested and that everything is pending. And so you'll just want to really make sure that this colleges I'm applying to list is updated and accurate. So if there are any questions, if you have to update a certain college, what you can do is you go to this edit pencil, click edit, and here is where you will be able to update any kind of information, how you are applying, how you are submitting your application to the school, and so forth. So at the end of the school year, every senior will complete the Prince William County Senior Survey indicating the one school that they have chosen to attend. This is typically completed in late April or early May, in which case you will indicate the one school that we will send your final transcript to. We will automatically send your mid-year transcripts for any initial transcripts that have been requested, so you only need to submit one transcript request for each school that you are applying to. Please be careful of any schools that are self-reported schools where you are able to self-identify the courses and grades that you have earned, and you will not need to submit a transcript request for those schools. If you have questions, please contact your school counselor. It's no secret that college is pricey. The quickest way to offset costs is with scholarships. Aside from the opportunities that your college might offer, Naviance houses many national and local scholarships. For this, you will go under the Colleges tab along the top of your screen, and then you will go to Scholarships and Money on the right-hand side. From there, let's go to Scholarship List. Scholarship List will provide you with the entire list of scholarships, regardless of criteria. This is going to allow you to go through and search for scholarships, read about them, and if you'd like to flag them for later, you are also able to do that as well. In order to add a scholarship to your list, all you'll need to do is go ahead and click on the checkbox next to a certain scholarship and click Add to My Applications. This will allow you to come back and complete the application at a later date. Local scholarships are added to this list, as well as scholarships that come across the counseling office that could be national scholarships. So it is important that you are mindful of the deadlines that are populating on here and the information that is required to apply for the scholarship. Some might require an essay, others might require a specific GPA, while others might simply require documentation of needs-based aid. So if I click on a scholarship here, I will then have more information about the description of the scholarship, what the qualifications are, and the website for it, so I can go ahead and learn more.
I understand that we've covered a lot of information and it can be very overwhelming, but we're not done quite yet, so hang in there with us. The next thing that we'll need for you to do is to please review this slide for your next steps. You must complete the Senior Needs Assessment in Naviance before you schedule your senior meeting with your counselor. As a reminder, every senior must meet with their school counselor. Once you have completed the Senior Needs Assessment, please schedule your conference through the appropriate Microsoft Bookings link. Be sure that you're scheduling with the correct counselor. During these meetings, we will review graduation requirements and your transcript. Be prepared to discuss your post-secondary plan and come prepared with questions. It's so important to stay connected, especially in this changing world, so please be sure to check your Prince William County email regularly for important announcements and deadlines. These lessons and helpful handouts can be found on the Counseling Canvas page. So please be sure to follow along with us. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest information. Please take a moment to review counselor caseloads and do not hesitate to contact your counselor with any questions or concerns. We look forward to working with you on Naviance very soon. Thank you for listening and learning more about Naviance.